Okay, so I think that I'm going live right now. This is weird because I see I'm doing it from my computer. So it's just like I was supposed to do it from my phone and whatever. Um, so here I am. I am doing this live because um, I am coming back to YouTube because I'm tired of chasing views on TikTok. The TikTok algorithm, or like TikTok has some updates, which I never really was a big fan of TikTok in the beginning. Mind you, I say that while my live is playing on TikTok with 0 views, right? So I guess since the update, um, the update has caused views for posts to go down, and it's not even like I was getting a whole lot of views. Anywhere between 300 to 3,000 on a post, but you know, not a whole lot, but enough to you know make it sort of kind of worth still doing stuff over there. But yeah, not anymore. So I'll be coming back over here to YouTube, but YouTube is um, where I started. Well, I take that back. I started doing live videos on Facebook, okay, and YouTube, okay, um, because YouTube used to be really like strict on the qualifications of what you needed to be able to go live. And for a long time, I don't think I had the ability to go live. Like I had the ability to um, not direct. Like I couldn't do direct live. I had to do it through like StreamYard or something like that. But now I can do it directly. I guess I don't know if they eased up on the requirements or what. So I'm really just on here playing around with it, um, testing some stuff out, just just seeing what the vibe is. Like if um, because to be honest, I'm burnt out on all these platforms. Get away from my plate. Go up there. I'm kind of burned out on all of these platforms, to be honest with you. I tell people all the time, like I am a CPR instructor, and I use social media to, spread the good gospel about, what it is that I do. But I don't like to depend on social media because I feel like when your business is built off of the back of a social media platform, like the money, like the money that you get, if the money that you make, like I personally, and I guess it's just the OG millennial in me, but I do not feel comfortable um, building my business um, solely from um, social media because I look at it like yo page could get took down at any time, and then what you gonna do? So, any questions though? Like this is just like a test. I'll be doing more videos on here, of course. Like I said, this is just a, um, a tester video to see, you know, first of all, I'm looking on my phone and I noticed like on my computer, it looked like I got a lot of light. But then when I look up the video on my phone, it looked like I don't have any light. So y'all tell me in the comments. This, oh, this is just a test video. So if you got questions, you can ask them in the comments and I will answer them. I am back on YouTube. People, when I was on my TikTok page, would um, tell me, like, hey, I remember you from YouTube. I think I came on here like 2016, 2017 is when I started doing videos over here about the CPR training business. I still got my homeboy Big Press with me, pressing fools on well, people be pressing him, but it'd be like, like not the same, but it's like, you know what I mean. So anyway, I still been doing it, but for people who've been on my page for a long time, like in 2021, I had to take a step back from YouTube. Um, Frankly, because I have how do I say this? A psychopathic snitch of a soon-to-be ex-husband that was stalking me on YouTube. And it was weird. So I was like, I don't want to be on YouTube no more. So I left the YouTube streets. I still put up some shorts here and there, but as far as me getting on here live and stuff like that, leaving videos, I just, it's kind of weird, right? So you get on social media and you do videos so that people can watch you. People that you don't know, strangers, if you will, can watch you and get to know you and subscribe and follow and comment, and like and all and share and all that good stuff. And I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with that. Now, me feeling like somebody is watching me because they're trying to set me up for the okie doke, that's a different type of watch. And so I didn't want to be involved in that. So that's why you guys have not seen me for some time if you have been looking for me. If you got questions, like I say, I will be over here more because um, definitely um, since C19, of course, um, since, well, since C19, um, since C19, a lot has changed anyway. So I do a lot of virtual um, classes for people who meet me via social media. Like if you meet me on YouTube or on TikTok or any of those places, and you want to take an instructor course, or if you need mentorship, then I do offer that stuff one on one virtually. Okay, simply Kiana, your business has been word of mouth, but do you have any? Do I have any marketing suggestions? Well, the suggestions are based off of uh, you. I tell people if you're going to deal with a mentor, or if you're going to deal with a coach or somebody that's helping you in business, and you ask them like a general question like that, and they don't ask you questions about yourself, they just start going, just spitting out, right? The just giving you the blueprint based off how they would do stuff without asking you nothing about yourself. They selling you some BS. But so I say all that to say simply, Kiana, what city and state are you in? Do you do this full time? Do you have a full time job outside of this? Do you have a website? Are you on Google Maps? Uh, what all do you teach? Do you just teach one course curriculum, or do you teach multiple course curriculums? So marketing is also based off of what demographic you want to teach. Most people are having a problem. It's not the marketing, it's the audience that they're marketing to. A lot of people have issues because they are marketing. Maryland is a state. What city are you in? Out there, Maryland, like DC, Maryland, or far out somewhere in the woods, Maryland? What part of Maryland are you in? And um, so yeah, so your marketing is going to be based off of uh, what you have access to. Hagerstown, have no idea where that's at. Let me look that up. I hear a child screaming. Why? Hagerstown, Maryland. Okay. So you are basically everywhere and no goddamn where at the same time, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. Now, to be honest with you, you are in a better uh, income generating area than somebody who is in DC. Because if I were you, I would be doing everything from there to Martinsburg. I would be Hancock. I'll be hitting them up. I'll be going as far to Mercersburg. Basically, all the little towns they tell you don't go to after the sun go down, that's where I would go. Because that's where all your money at. I'm not scared. I will get out there. I don't give a damn about none of that. Um, yeah, I'm from the, look if you book, no limit soldier generation, so I don't care nothing about that. So if you anything like me, uh, I'll be all up and down. Uh, what road is that? 81. I will be all up and down 81. Yes, I would. I will be all up and through there, all from the east to the west. That's where I would be. Right now, you go to the client, but you need big classes. Okay. Do you have a job outside of this? You don't have to have a location because even if you were doing a big class, that will probably be for a company and they will want you to come to them. So I do offer one-on-one uh, mentorship. Well, not mentorship because it's not like a long drawn out thing. What it is a strategy session where we come up with a strategy that's specific for you. Yes, but you're off in the summer. Okay, well, when do you teach? Do you only teach in the summer? Are you limited? So can you not teach Monday through Friday from 8 to 5? Do you not have other instructors that teach for you? What program do you teach for? Do you have your own training center? Do you have your own LTP? So evenings. Okay. So you have to think about it realistically. Big classes that are held by employers for their employees are probably going to be most of the time Monday through Friday between 8 and 5. So that's going to be your first barrier. So again, what demographic are you? Um, HSI. Okay, HSI, you have an HSI training center. So yeah, 6 p.m. I mean, if you, okay, so you got a training center, good. Okay, so you need more instructors under your training center. I do teach the instructor course if you want to add people, but you need more instructors under your training center because the problem that you have is big classes happen Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and you don't teach till after 6. Well, I mean, the reality, the harsh reality is, if you watch any of my videos, I try to keep it as real as possible. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it with you. The harsh reality is that, I didn't start really doing better in business until I got fired from my job. You can't compete with your job because if your job tell you don't answer the phone, you ain't gonna answer your phone. If the job tell you, if the job tell you that we need you here to do this, and you can't answer the email, those companies are going to, you know, uh, go elsewhere. Um, that's great that you just passed your trainer. Be careful with making too many instructors where you're at. I tell people this all the time. Like, it makes absolutely no sense to make a bunch of instructors where you live at. Make a couple family members or something like that, like your child. your significant other, a cousin, a sister, a brother, your mama. Yeah, you miss a lot of calls. So you gotta have people to answer your phone. If you're not gonna answer the phone, then you will have to hire people to answer your phone. If you can't hire people to answer the phone, you are at a disadvantage. And if you're only available during the daytime in the summer, and summer is only 2 months long, you cannot be competitive with somebody who do this full time and this is all they do. Like for me, this is all I do. I have not worked a job since 2014. Like I lost that job and then I decided I wasn't gonna have no more. So a lot of times we be thinking that there's something wrong with the business and it's not anything wrong with the business. It's just something wrong with how we're approaching it and how we looking at it realistically. Got to look at it realistically and don't think that it's something wrong with the don't think that there's something wrong with the business. It just might be something wrong with your approach to it. Now, you know, if you can get somebody to answer them calls, or if your job, if you like, I don't give a damn about this job, I'm just gonna be answering these calls, then you know, and they fire you, it's like, oh well, whoop de doo, I got my CPR business over here. Then, you know. Now there are some other things that you can do, like you can go on Fiverr, and there's also other ways where you could actually get cheap workers, you know, that you could pay minimum wage, or there are ways that you have um, your stuff paid for. But that's what we do. That's the deep dive that we take when we do when I do the one-on-one. My one-on-one strategy sessions are $150, and we get on the phone for about an hour, and I give you all the. I basically figure out like what you have going on as far as like what your schedule is, what resources you have access to, um, what uh, demographic that you're in, because I'm almost sure that you probably like who are you marketing to? I'm almost positive that you're probably not even marketing it to the right people for your area. But when I used to live in North Carolina, I used to do a lot of business in that area, all up and through Virginia, Lynchburg, Roanoke. I didn't care. All up and through Maryland, um, you know, Pennsylvania. So that could also be the problem too. Is the demographic that you are marketing to. Yeah, that's like, girl, daycare providers ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. That's why. Child, they ain't got no money. Soon as you quote your prices, they be like, oh, I know somebody who could do it for $45 or $25. Girl, ain't nobody doing nothing for $45. How then what's your price? How much you be trying to charge them daycares? Just for, you know, for my own. And I'm just picking on you too. Like, I'm laughing with you, not at you. Cause like when I repeat it back to y'all, the light bulb clicked, like, you know what, she right. Cause the hell. Like you gonna go after folks that ain't got no money. Girl, and when you tell them $80, they be like, $80. $80. The last girl only charged us 40. That's what they be saying, ain't it? Girl, no, leave them broke people alone. Yeah, you need to get with me because that's totally not who you need to be marketing to in your neck of the woods. Total wrong demographic. That's where people be missing out at because a lot of, and most of us, because I was like this too. You know, when I first came in, I come from a mental health background. I'm not a nurse. So, uh, you know, yeah, I'm going to market to daycare centers, nursing homes, blah, blah, blah. Whew. But I've been doing this since 2012 and I've been doing it full time. Um, the one you have, the one, the one that you have. And I bet you they have been long time clients because let me tell you something. I charge $115 per person for CPR, AED, and first aid. Yeah, because if you're still marketing to daycares, like you lucked up, you got the one client, but you got the one client because not how many people they sending you at a time? Probably not a lot. They probably not sending you a lot. And you're doing CPR, AED, first aid. Well, for ASHI or HSI CPR, AED, first aid, I charge 95. If it's Red Cross or American Heart Association, I charge 115. Okay. And, if they got a group or not, just depending on the people, depending on what type of organization it is, determines on whether or not I'm going to give them a group discount. But the organizations that I target, they don't need discounts. So they be paying their $95 per person. Unless it's a skill session. If it's a skill session, then I'll do it for 25. And then I also like the RSV as well, and how you can position yourself to be able to sell a company equipment. And even with the instructor courses, like when I teach a company, like if a company wants an in-house instructor, I charge them $1,500 for one person. I don't play no games with them people. I don't play no games with them because they got the money. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't shoot yourself in the foot being cheap. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out there for you. Because, once you like whatever fees for like Stripe or whatever it is that you're using, plus the card, you say what about maybe 15 of that 80 is gone in the card and the fees. So $65 is what you're profiting per person. I don't target medical people. They ain't got no money either. Medical people don't have money. Daycare people don't have money. Mental health care, anything that's about caring for others ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. And they some tire kickers. That's not who I would target in your area. Matter of fact, I could look up some demographics on your area right now. Mm-mm. I wouldn't. Let me look up this real quick. Hold on. I could look that up. Let me go to y'all little. Yeah, because you're right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can't have two masters. And it's just like we come from a generation where we're taught that you don't quit a job. Uh, You're not supposed to quit a good job. You know, that's why I tell people like I didn't necessarily quit my job. It's just something happened where I lost the job. And once I lost that job in 2014, it was April 2014, and I had been an instructor for 2 years. And when I lost that job, I just was like, you know what, I'm not gonna work another job. You know what I'm saying? I just made up in my mind, and I was just like, if I do work another job, it has to be like, excuse me, a certain amount of money, or whew, the type of position that I want. So is that back door open?
She just got it down. I don't think so. Hey, come on out. It's water all over the floor. Come on out. What's our beginners? Exactly. You didn't wash your body, so what are you doing? Hurry up. Waste the water. No, that's why you take that blue thing out. No, just put some water on your towel. It's actually, I want to put this up on it. Open that phone.
Oh yeah, I see right now in your area. Yeah, you targeting the wrong people altogether.
You can get it in the water a bit. Okay. What is it? Put your towel nice and quick. Like this. Okay, now put this out in the water.
Yeah, because you in one of those areas where it's like little known. So, it, yo, you sitting on a pot of gold. You just don't know. Like, what's your population? What's the population? Do you know the population without looking it up? Now, tell the truth. Now, do you know the population of the city that you're in without having to look it up right now? For the mentorship, I do Cash App, Zelle, and Venmo. See how you got a business, and see I be busting at y'all, but this is what y'all need. Y'all don't need somebody on here with a front lace wig on and make a blowing smoke up your behind. You don't know you don't know your population. How you gonna know what to do? What's the population of your county? You know, that's important to know because because when you don't know the population, that lets me know that you haven't done any market research. How are you trying to do marketing? That's why you don't know how to do the marketing because you ain't did the market research. And people on this on as they call it Beyonce's internet, I come out here and lie to y'all. I don't believe in doing that, and I don't believe in spoon feeding people either. Like when I do when I do the sit down with folks, by the time they get off the phone with me, they don't need to talk to me no more because I get them so much stuff that they just fly, little birdie fly, because it be like, you know what I mean? Yeah, your strategy. That's what I mean. You need a strategy because you're not doing the market research that it takes to develop a strategy. How you going to develop a strategy when you don't got the components for the strategy? You know what I mean? Like you don't have. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I want to build a strategy to bake a cake, but you don't know how much flour you got. You don't know how much sugar you got. You don't know if you got butter, if you got oil. You don't know how many eggs is in there. You got to do the research first before you start planning, right? It's like when you decide, okay, you know how you as a mama, especially, or either you a mama or you didn't have, a black mama. You know how we do. It don't be nothing to eat in there, but we'll get in that kitchen and we'll take a survey. Okay, I got some rice. I got some diced tomatoes. I got, I'm saying, a little bit of ground beef. I got some cheese. I'm saying? Maybe I can make a little, I'm saying? But you got to know what you're working with first, you know? And I think that part of the problem with a lot of people is that your approach to your business, you're approaching it with the mind of somebody who has a job. And the rules of engagement as a worker are not the same as the rules of engagement for business. Two totally separate mindsets. And in some cases, especially those of us who do come from healthcare, mental health, all that stuff like that, you almost got to develop a alternate personality that's handling your business. And that alternate personality it's not about your feelings, how you feel, how you think. No, let me get the data. Let me do a little research, you know. See, I know how to do that. See, when I started my business in 2012, I had just graduated in 2011 with my bachelor's degree in human services. And when I first graduated, we didn't have the TikTok and the, um, what nobody like me on YouTube talking about this business. Didn't have Instagram and all that kind of stuff like that. So, um, but because I had just graduated, I knew how to do a collegiate level of research. So I found out how to come up with a strategy based off of the level of research that I did. See, and like for me, I've taught in about 35 states. If I didn't teach there, and then I've lived in every region of the country except for the East Coast because it's cold, and I'm from Indiana, and so I didn't want to be nowhere cold. Only reason why I'm in Indiana right now is because my dad passed. And so I've been in Indiana for like the past year. I can't wait to leave here. I hate it here. Are you willing to travel? That's another thing too. Thank you. Here go, buddy, right here. Mr. Macmillan. That's Mr. Macmillan right there. Got all my ancestors up there. That's my great great grandma right there. That's my grandma right there. No, that's great grandma, and then that's my grandma right there. And then that's my daddy, Mr. Rodney McMillan. Anyhow, it's my Uncle Moosey. Talking about he been in jail for 42 years because he caught two bodies. He cool though. People be messing with him, but he don't be messing with nobody. But yeah, so I've been in back in Indiana for a year. I've been living in the South. 30 minutes. Ooh, girl. What let me ooh, child. You got ooh, child. So you don't want to go more than 30 minutes. Let me get this straight. You don't want to go more than 30 minutes. You don't know your population. Let me see the population. Oh, girl. I hate to fuss at you in public like this. I don't want to fuss at you. Let me see what your population is. While you talking about your own, you can't do nothing before 6. Let me look. What's the population of Washington County? So I guess that's all right. If you include the entire county, y'all got 157,000 people. Okay. The metro area, which includes parts of West Virginia, you sitting at about 300,000, which that's cute. That's a decent amount. But let me give you some perspective. Say for instance, Atlanta Metro has 6 million in Atlanta Metro. Okay. Um, what about population? Population of working age people in Washington County. So that's 18 to 64. So about 95,000 people in Washington County are working age. So that's what I'm saying. You talk about bigger classes, but you don't teach before 6 Monday through Friday. You don't travel more than 30 minutes outside of a population of 95,000. You said 30 minutes. You said 30 minutes. I'm trying to throw Montgomery and Frederick. Oh, now you want to put Frederick and Montgomery name in it. Now you want to put other names in it. Okay, let's. But do you see how my mind breaks down? This is what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna come up with a strategy, first you gotta look at, you gotta be able to put everything out there. And so with the strategy session, this is what we're doing. And then I'm asking you questions so that we could get a full picture of the landscape of what. Because see, I don't feel like people should. I don't want people to learn how to teach CPR like me. I want them to learn how to teach it like themselves. Like, let me see what you got going on. Wait, what resource? Because you could still get something done, even with your schedule, even with your time limits. Like you say, um, you don't want to do more than 30 minutes, but if you had somebody paying you $2,000 that was an hour away, I bet you'll get to it. You say you can't do no classes uh before 6 o'clock, but if you had somebody paying you your whole 2 week salary for Friday, I bet you call in sick coughing. Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to make it today. I ain't gonna be. Yeah, I understand y'all gonna give me a verbal warning, but hello. You know what I mean? People talk about what they ain't gonna do to that money get put on the wood. And so my job is to help you set your stuff out. You know, you don't have to have nothing but time. That's it. Because we go through all this stuff, and you know, I guess you only available after 6. But no, let me leave you alone. I'm just messing with you because after 6 is good for me too. So, and I do sessions all the way until like um 9 p.m. my time, which would be, if you don't, I think you're on East Coast time, so it's like 10 p.m. your time. So plenty of time. I'll drop a link to my um uh well, I'll put my email address in the chat, and you could just email me, and I'll send you the information to sign up for a session. Oh Lord, let me see if I put this on here right. And also, like, are you on Google Maps? I don't know if I asked you that already. CPR business coach at Gmail. So just shoot me you not. So let me get this straight. I'm sick of you now. I'm tired of you. So you ain't on Google's. You got a 30-minute limit. Can't do nothing before 6. you can put yourself on Google Maps without um, exposing your address. When it gets to the address part, it asks you, will students, she said, I'm willing to change. I would lay, I'm laying it all on the altar. I got you though. I got you. I'm just messing with you because sometimes you have to laugh at yourself because once you realize that I've been looking at this thing totally wrong from the beginning. Once you realize that, it'd be like, oh, okay, I got the right idea now. But yeah, so yeah, but you can get yourself put on Google Maps because when it gets to the point where it's like the address section or like before you get to the address section, it asks you um, like customers come to me or I travel to customers, and then when you click on the one that's like I travel to customers, since 2011, I almost, you know what? Get on off my screen. I'm done. I'm done with you. 2011, and now you've been doing this since before me. I'm gonna leave you alone though, because I'm not gonna lie, it was like a series of misfortunate events that just made it to where the CPR business was all I had, and still to this day, it's pretty much like that because I mean, I have children, I'm a stroke survivor, and like me working a full time job just doesn't go in my life. And then my degree is in human services, so I'm not gonna make any money. Like even my degree right now, if I wanted to get a job, it would be like $40,000 a year. That's like $19 an hour. I make more than that teaching CPR even when I'm not working hard. So why would I, you know? But anyway, don't get me going. Don't get me to going. But that's my email address, cprbusinesscoach@gmail.com. If you shoot me an email, I'll send you the information. When you email me, just let me know like what days and times you have available. I tell people you usually put like two or three of them in there, and for me to pick from, and then I'll respond with the date that I can do it on and the information for signing up or whatever. And once we get done, you'll be good. But so is your job 8 to 5, or is it like 7 to 3? Or is it always Monday through Friday? You don't never have no weekday off? I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a little bit of a barrier if that's the case. If you work literally Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and you can't never have a weekday off because there's certain things, certain opportunities that you want to be able to take advantage of that go down during business hours. You know, I don't know what type of work you do, but is it an option for you to switch to third shift? Does your lifestyle allow you to be able to do that? Maybe, you know, I want to say second shift, but child, that's not good for people who got kids. Second shift is trash. But yeah, just make sure you send me an email so that I can, yeah. I mean, there's still some things that you can do, but to take it to that next level, you got to have staff, and even if when I say staff, I mean like, do you have a significant other? Do you have a older child, a teenager, like a 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year old? Like that's gonna be okay. Well, mm, mm, that school bus, whew, them some cold hours. You don't have no time to do nothing. Whole day gone. Whole freaking day gone. Whole day. Whole freaking day. Cause yeah, you can take off, and because I have a friend that's a school bus driver as well, and they so thirsty that they probably not gonna fire you at first. You know what I'm saying? um, yeah. So I mean, you're just gonna have to be very strategic about how, like when, like you're not gonna be able to do too much like last minute spontaneous stuff, but there's some things to where you're going to be able to schedule it around what you got going on. And school bus drivers, y'all are on a school schedule. So let's see, you still got what? President's Day coming up, right? You got
Sorry. This is the BS venue online.
what does he call it? 911?
Yes, but bro's not calling 911.
Goodbye. Yeah. So yeah, like the holidays that you guys are off. I know spring break is coming, so you be able to get it in real good during spring break. If it's not nothing crazy going on, because I know my friend, she does like when they have uh, uh, games and stuff like that, like when the sports teams have to, volleyball, softball, stuff like that. She drive for those events too. But you're just gonna have to be real strategic about how you do it. But there are certain things that will require you to be available. I mean, because like if you driving, 10:25 between 10:25. Let me see, 11, 12, 11, 12, and 1. That's 3 hours. If by 10:25 you mean, hey, at 10:25 I'm back wherever the buses is supposed to be at and where my car is at, and I can dip off and come back as long as I'm back to this bus by 2, you might can make a little lunch situation shake. You feel me? But it got to be, you know what I mean? Like you can't be playing around. You got to be on a mission, in, out. Like you can definitely make it happen, but it's gonna be, yeah, it ain't gonna be for the week. So, you know, definitely. And I mean, hey, some people do it for the benefits. I don't know if they got health benefits or whatever. Some people do it for the pay, right? But so in 2014, when I decided that I was gonna start doing this full time, full disclosure, right? I said, I'm not gonna get another job, but I still gotta have pension. That makes sense. That makes sense. You know, um, yeah, I got to have something just so I can make some money, whatever the case may be. And so in 2014, I was in Atlanta at the time, and I was like, I heard about this new company called Uber, and they're doing like these walk-on interviews at this convention center. So I'm gonna go there, and I went up there, signed up. They gave me this iPhone, and they sent me on this wonderful adventure in Atlanta to be an Uber driver. And this was when Uber was so new. Like they didn't even have the airport. Um, they didn't even have their airport permits yet. Like I got my car towed fooling around with Uber in Atlanta. I'll never forget that. Like, and when I got my car towed, and I'm calling them crying upset. It was a brand new car too. And some guy from the office met me in downtown Atlanta with an envelope full of cash to pay me back because I was pitching a bitch about my car getting towed. But yeah, I say that to say, if it was just like, a money situation, I when I started doing this full time, I signed up with Uber, just so that I can have like, a extra something on the side to where like if I need $100 right now, I can go get $100 right now. So I did Uber, I've done DoorDash, I've done Instacart, I've done Spark, I've done Lyft, any sort of gig app. I just signed up for those things long before they was talking about them on social media. And then in 2020, I started a mobile notary um, business to go along with the CPR business because I looked at it from just like a holistic type of mind frame of what all does somebody need in order to start a job. So they need CPR training, they need drug testing, they need a background check, they need um, physicals, they need all these different things. Like I do the DOT specimen collector course. So I just started thinking about, okay, well, what all can I offer? And when I started doing it, it was right after I had graduated from college, and my degree took me like a lot of years and a lot of money. And so I was just like, I want to get into something that's not going to cost me a lot of money, you know, like it needs to be less than $1,000 and it needs to take, you know, 6 weeks or less. And I thought about the CPR training business. I did my research, I did my Googles. Um, and man, 2 weeks later, I was a CPR instructor, and that was in April of 2012. And yeah, I had got down to the last of a tax check, child. And I was like, "Ooh, I need to do something with this money instead of spending it, and then don't got nothing to show for it. I need to do something with this money that's gonna make money." And I'm glad I made that decision. It's pretty cool. I was talking to my daughter about it the other day, and I was like, "Dang, like when I sit back and I think like I have been doing this for 14 years almost. I have been doing this for 14 years, and I have not worked a job. Like, and when I tell you I was a job worker, I'm talking about one thing before I became a business boss, I was a job boss. Okay. I would have me a full time, part time, and a PRN in case anybody wanted to talk crazy. Um, that must be my so much devotion. And when we talk, yeah, I love teaching, but I like getting paid too. I love teaching, but I love not having to go to work. A job that don't care about me, that'll work me until I have a second stroke. Even on the months when say I'm not making as much money as I would like to, because that happens in business. Sometimes you don't always have good months. Just and a lot of the times when I don't have good months, it'd be because I didn't do nothing. It all come back to me, not the business. Like even with social media, like it's hard for me to get on social media because I be busy. I really do. I have children, I have a business, I got stuff going on. hmm And I don't always feel like getting on here. But one thing that I noticed is that people are starting to want more like authentic um, online experiences instead of people who sitting up you know at a desk, lights, camera, action. You know, I'm just a chick on the couch trying to work my way out of Indiana. It really ain't no secrets. It's time and effort. And then it's like you said, if you've been doing it all this time and you ain't even been so much on Google Maps, you just been playing around. That's it. But now that you're gonna get serious, as soon as you put the stuff down that you're supposed to put down, you'll see an immediate change. Especially when I tell you who your target is. Did you send me the email? Let me check and see if I got it. Well, it's almost 11 o'clock at night. Oh, okay, cool. Well, make sure you copy and paste it though. CPR business coach at gmail.com. And I'll make sure I follow you too because will it let me follow you? Let me see. Go to channel. Put oh I think oh wait, hold on. Okay, cool. You wrote it down. All right, cool. And then that's the thing too, like, do you have a Facebook business page? Not the one where you add a friend, but where you like it. Do you have one of those? Do you have a website? I have so many questions. I have so many questions. Like I say, this live was just a tester live. No problem. This is what I'm here for. That's what I do. Um, and I said I was going to start um, just coming back and doing more here. It's just it has not been since 2021. It's just been a lot going on. I had a house fire. You know, I found out my estranged husband was a snitch. Sometimes I think he'd be watching my page. I moved around, left my kids' daddy. My daddy died. It's just been a lot going on. Me and my brother, we say it's not my blood brother, but one of my brothers because we be laughing because we just got a sick sense of humor like that. Like, so about how long can I use my daddy dad as an excuse? He said you got at least 2 years. I'm like, I bet I got a year left. But yeah, no, seriously, y'all. When he passed away, I had to come to Indiana to get his house and his things and stuff like that. Because if I wouldn't have came, they wouldn't have gave it to me. Folks is out of control. So it's like I had to come back to Indiana just to, you know, grab the assets that he left behind, the physical assets. But it's doing. Oh no, it's been word of mouth. Okay. Word of mouth is word of mouth would be good if you was in a place where the population had more mouths. Not enough people there. There's not enough people there for it to be word of mouth. And then if you're from there, the people whose word would actually make a difference is some haters and they ain't gonna never mention you. You still got your little CPR business? Those people. Those the ones who work at the companies that you want contract said and they won't even put a word in for you. Like I said, especially if you're from there, with that being a small place, you're gonna have to expand out. And you're gonna have to go. Like I say, you're gonna have to go to the places where they tell you we ain't supposed to go. That's where your money at. Believe it or not, that's where your money at. And so that's where I go. So that's why that's not working for you. Your word of mouth. Because yeah, they'll let somebody know here and there, but they're not for them. First of all, your friend or your cousin that don't have a business, they don't even know how to have boss talk. They don't even know how to talk to their boss for you. You almost have to tell them with, hey, when you talk to your boss, don't tell them that you know me. Just say you know a company. I know a company that'll come and do. You know what I'm saying? Frederick is right before you get to Virginia, right? About about 30 minutes. All right, do y'all got snow like how we got snow? This is why I never wanted to live here. Is that back door open? I just feel cold air coming out of nowhere. Is that door open back there?
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody out there.
Diana! Diana! Are the dogs outside? Why is it back door? What's up? Fuck the feet. Killers. Kids is gangsters. They don't care. They don't give a damn. 10 inches. Lord. I want to go back to the South so bad. Like I always said when I left Indiana, that was never, ever going to live here again. Ever, never, ever, never, ever, never. And I meant that. And yet here we are. Look at him. He looks traumatized.
What's wrong? You been outside?
Mm-hmm. He didn't just come from out there. He was out there earlier. So, yes, like I said, this was just a test from the emergency broadcasting system of me announcing my return to YouTube because I'm tired of chasing folks all around TikTok. Which I don't chase people around TikTok, to be honest. But like I say, when I get to the point where I'm getting 0 views, I don't have no reason to be over here. None. 0. So, make sure you send me that email. I'll still be up probably for like another 20, 30 minutes. So I'll respond to you tonight. And then we'll go from there. Because you're not as far as you think. You just need to know what you can do, what parameters you're working within, and after that you'll be fine. So thank you for keeping me company. I'll probably be on here during the daytime tomorrow, so you'll probably miss that one. But like I say, this is just my testing 1, 2, 3 of coming back to YouTube. And so I'll probably be on here tomorrow during the day and during the evening as well. Like I said, just testing. One of the best time to come on here. Share my stuff. If you know somebody that wants to start a CPR training business, I offer the instructor classes. I can do things virtually. You know, School is closed. See, look, tomorrow school is closed for the snow. So I'm available tomorrow before 2 p.m. I got an inspector coming, so I finally made the decision to go ahead and sell my dad's house so I can get the hell up out of India. But before 2, I'm available, and then I'll be available again after 5 tomorrow, which I'm on Central Time. So that is 3 o'clock your time and 6. So between 3 and 6 your time, I'll be tied up. But before or after then, I'll be available. So I can holler at you. That way, you know, um, you got that information in the morning. You can implement it immediately. And then later on that evening, if I'm on live, you can let me know so far how it's going. So shoot me that email. I don't take credit card. No, I don't. I do not for this. When I do my regular CPR training classes, like when I have a company, I use my Stripe. Um, I use invoicing, stuff like that. But when I'm doing this stuff, I only take Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle because short little quick little story time and before I go. I had this lady that I met and I, poured into her, gave her all this information, drove pregnant, okay, pregnant, drove from Mississippi to Orlando, Florida, and then back to Mississippi, you know, certified her, her son, her man, met her mama, met her brother, met her friend, did all this stuff like that. And tell me why that heifer did a $2,300 chargeback. But after I had did everything, so when I meet people this way, when I'm dealing with just individuals, I only do Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. Yeah, because people be so worried about um, an entrepreneur scamming a consumer, which it is. It's entrepreneurs that be out here scamming consumers, so I get it. But then there are consumers that scam entrepreneurs, and so it's like, yeah, I've been doing this for too long to be playing with people. So Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. And I tell people all the time, baby, you can Google me. If you don't look good, I don't look good. I'm not gonna take your money without making sure you're straight. Because my name is good in these streets. You can Google CPR business coach and you ain't gonna find nothing bad about her. You know? So so yeah. But yeah, hit me up, I got you. You know, like I said. Because chargebacks is real. Girl, chargebacks is real. $2,300 when I did the work. Couldn't believe it. And it was all this, oh, sister girl, and thank you. Baby. That's why I said now the way I run my business, I had to create almost like an alter ego, like another, like when I'm doing business, that's the side that handles my business because see me, who I am, I'll be like, oh, okay, this person, you know what I'm saying? It's a female, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's cis, I'm gonna try to and when you do those things, when you break your policies, for somebody for whatever reason, you end up being the one that is vulnerable. You make yourself vulnerable when you break your policies, and your policies are what protects you from consumers that are scammers. That's what I'm saying. When you run your business, just because of CPR don't mean it's not business. Just because you teaching people how to save lives. Oh no, I get you. Um, my daughter, she be putting her credit card on Cash App or something like that. I don't know how she does it. Or sometimes what I'll do, especially since I do Stripe, like if I need, $100 or whatever the case may be, I'll send myself an invoice. Use my credit card to pay the invoice. They're gonna take their little 1% or whatever the case may be. So I use my credit card to pay the invoice, and then after I pay the invoice with Stripe or Square, whatever, then I do the instant deposit. Now, see, I don't know if your frequency allows you to do that, But we use our Stripe and all that stuff frequent enough to where let us do instant deposit. And then that's also a way to borrow money from yourself. Like you can make an invoice and then use Klarna to pay it. Then use Klarna to pay your invoice. Yeah, we gotta start thinking like businesses. You, the person, is separate from you and your business. And your business, which is not you, can send you an invoice. And when you get that invoice, then you take your credit card, you pay the invoice, which converts your credit into cash. Redfish, bluefish. Knick-knack, pay what? I'm done. I'm done. Okay, that's enough. Get off here. Just send me the email, like I said. But if you already got an invoice provider, then that's how you can convert that. Or, like I say, my daughter, she adds her credit card to Cash App as a payment to pull from it or to send money to somebody. So send yourself either add it to your Cash App card or send yourself an invoice if you use Square or Stripe or any of that if you're already using it. I'm not sure about PayPal and how they work, but where there's a will, there's a way. So, all right. Well, thank you. And I'll be on the lookout for your email and have a good night.